Hey everyone, Andrew Lucio, local game store, coming in solo this week. It is what it is. We're going to talk about the Proquest today, so let's begin. All right, so just me, solamente. This will be a short video. I know most of y'all will appreciate that. And what are we going to be talking about today? Today we're going to be talking about the Proquest. We got a Proquest here at the shop, 64-player cap. We're going to start about 12 in the afternoon, and we are going to work through Swiss, give a little break afterwards, do the top cut, have all the pricing. We're going to be doing first edition, Everfest, pack per win, and we're also going to be running some 8-man flight box tournament stuff, and we're going to be doing a lot of raffles as well. We have a lot of first edition Everfest product, and we're doing really good deals. $85 a box, $320 a case. So definitely contact us here at the shop. We do shipping. We will take care of you. Just let us know what you need, and we will get that right away. So Proquest coming up. What are the big decks? What are the things that you need to worry about? These are all really good questions. And I will basically say that the triangle format is going to be Bravo, it's going to be Prism, and it's going to be either some kind of Axe Dorinthia or potentially an Earthbriar in the mix, just right in that little triangle there. We have a lot of good information coming in on T-Bone and Dash, and that's looking really strong. T-Bone is effectively allowing you to kind of luck into 3-4 sets on the first couple of 2 or 3 turns. And what you can do with that is effectively cancel out their armor in the early game. And we all know that if you cancel that armor out, get it nice and either destroyed or pitted up with -1 counters, then in the late game, they've got to commit cards from the hand, and you can maintain that momentum before you burn out. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all running roughly right near 60 cards. You know, thinning is winning, and we want to make sure that our deck is running as efficiently as possible. So I can see Dash making it into that triangle eventually. We need to see more from Dash, but I think that T-Bone is really opening up a lot of game lines and pathways to victory and very efficient aggro strategies for Dash. It's looking really good. Now, always, whenever you have a triangle, there's always a point right there in the center, and so you need to keep an eye on the man himself, Rhinar, the big brute. King of the Savage Lands. Rhinar is looking hella strong, and I could not be more happy with Big Swing, and I could not be more happy with Rolling Thunder. Those are so good. They're filling little niche elements that we needed, explosive rounds, turns that we needed in gameplay. And I'm also going to be looking very hard at High Roller. It's a card that didn't make it into my first build for playtesting, and I've been playtesting with Rolling Thunder instead. I'm gonna take a look at it really hard this week, but Barraging Beatdown is still just getting the job done. I've seen a couple of other builds that have been kind of interesting for Brute over the past couple of days. Some people are really trying to lean into the club with Primeval Bellow, running no Barraging Beatdown whatsoever, trying to kind of spike that damage up and get in more efficient 2 swings with 4 or 5 before they lay on a 4 or 5 from Primeval Bellow. That is interesting. Very interesting, and I want to take a deeper look at that. I'm not a big fan of the club because the club doesn't have the kind of traction that a Blood Rush Bellow Claws turn has, and there's just so much explosiveness with that, and I feel like the club is a more defensive strategy that Rhinar doesn't really do very well. Defense is not really something that Rhinar does, especially with his innate Intimidate built into his cards. So we'll take a look at it. I definitely don't want to dismiss anyone's ideas, and I definitely want to make sure that I'm trying everything out as well. I've run those cards before in the past, but potentially only focusing on a club strategy might do some craziness. I've seen some turn sequences, especially on a Scabskins turn, which you know I don't like leaning on the Scabskins, but I've seen some turn sequences that have been doing 25, 30 damage across the line with a club at the tail end of it. And those are only possible when you're getting 2 action points off of the Scabskin. So it's kind of like How efficient is the build? The efficiency lies in the consistent damage uptick on the club, right? And if we use Barraging Beatdown, we're allowing our opponent to have a 2-card commitment and effectively worm their way out of the excess damage. But with Primeval Bellow, that's not happening. So is this a good deck strategy, a good line of play? Potentially, potentially. There's always going to be some very good results when your opponent can't mitigate what you're doing. If you're effectively controlling the narrative on the board state, the game state, where your opponent can't reduce the damage, can't worm their way out of big swing attacks because of the fact that they don't have the cards in order to effectively block out, and they can't get the kind of value that they're looking to get, i.e. controlling their lines of play, especially defensively, there's always going to be strategies that will worm their way into those little pockets and find some success. So we'll see. I'm going to give it some good play testing, and next week, potentially, I'm going to have a couple of different decks to show you, and we're going to do some videos and things like that. Like I said, Proquest is coming up. Proquest season is going to be kicking off on the 19th from February, and we're going to be going for a couple of months. There's some callings coming up. The competitive season is getting into full gear. So if you haven't started collecting, if you haven't started getting back in and shaking off the rust, it's time to get out there. It's time to play, get on TTS, do all the things that you got to do. And definitely drop some comments below the video and let us know what's going on and what you'd like to see. And, of course, we're always open to feedback as well. And that's about it, guys. I really appreciate you stopping in, listening to what I had to say. And, again, like I said, right here, local game store. Check us out at thelocalgamestore.com. And you can buy your ticket online for Proquest. We're filling up. We have a 64-player cap, and it's going to be good times. So take care. Bye-bye.